And welcome back. I am going to do a ocean scene using the Seashell technique by Petra and Sandra Reddick. So I am using my inexpensive heart mold from Amazon or Temu. I have mixed up first my interference pearl. Don't know if you can see the texture. I've also already mixed up my white, which is the Etter Art pigment drops. And then I will show you what I'm doing in these other cups over here. But first, let me put in my first color, which is Smurf. And I had to put plastic around it because it was bleeding. So let me just, I'm not sure how much to put, because this is, I had to do a little calculation as to what I might need for this mold, because I've done a successful one on another crystal live edge mold. So I took measurements off of that. So I know you're supposed to do a light color, so, and I like Smurf. These are Octopus resin inks. So the first color is the Smurf. Okay, I'm going to mix it some more. Then in here I'm going to do the dark, which is usually black, but I'm going to do Peacock. Peacock, I love that blue. Maybe 2 there, and then some shadow to give it a dark color. Let's see how that does. I think that's, you know, there's a variation between the Smurf and these two colors. So while that, I've stirred that a little bit, and what I've got here is some crushed glass to sort of make it look like sparkling water. And here I've got some seashells and a little star. So, and I've mixed it in resin to see, hopefully it doesn't float up when I put it down here. And then I've got some sand. And all this I, you know, mixed up with some resin at first to sort of thicken it up. So we shall see how this works down in this part. So let me mix up my resin again. My resin of choice today is Nick Pro. No, sorry. So used to saying Nick Pro. It's Ultracast. And Ultracast is a 2-to-1. It is considered a medium viscosity resin. And let's see how this works. So here's my first color, and in the Seashell technique, you start at a point and let it just sort of flow down. In Pouring Your Heart Out Facebook group, there have been quite a few beautiful heart-shaped seashell techniques done by, the ones I've particularly seen, one is by Robert and one is by Gordon, and they were just phenomenal. I'm sure there are others, but those are the only 2 that stick up in my brain right now. So as I pour this on the tip, I am watching the tip to make sure it doesn't overflow this way. And that is a pretty blue. I've got to get that little thingamajig out. So let me pour that out. I'll scrape some more, because I don't know if I made up enough resin for the whole mold. Because when I look at after I've mixed up these particular ones, I don't see much left for my clear, so I'm a little concerned about that, but we shall see. So there's that. I'm going to get rid of this little thing. There we go. I'm dropping everything here on the side. Okay, I'm going to mix my Peacock and shadow combo again. And that'll let the, you know, Smurf sort of spread through. This is such a fun technique, and Petra did a rainbow one that was just outstanding, and of course I had to follow in her footsteps and do that one too. It was just marvelous. Okay, so now here comes the dark. I don't know if this helps, but I've got my pinky on my counter, or this tablet here, and then I'm just pouring, using that as a brace. Oh boy, I don't know if I mixed enough of the colors, but I want, you know, it's hard because this all, it has to spread out, so finding the right resin, finding the right combo of resin to inks is one of the pleasurable, frustrating, irritating, challenging thing to do. But whoever came up with these techniques in the first place, like take epoxy and then mix it up and have a chemistry combustion reaction, just hats off to them. Incredible. So I'm just carefully finishing up my dark blue. Okay, now I will let that sort of spread, and then I will mix up my pearl again, my pearl mica powder. You're supposed to mix powder really, really well, so I'm trying to do a better job of that. So in here is my pearl. I'm not going to torch yet, even though I see so many bubbles. So there's my pearl. Pinch my cup. I forgot to put my pinky on the surface here of my counter. And as I understand it, you pour really slowly and carefully, and take your time. Take my time, which is what I'm doing. Whoops, it's getting full on this little point here. So I'm going to back off a little bit. Now I'm going to go a little bit more. I'm watching it. Do every last drop of my pearl. Scraping the rest of my pearl. Okay. Now I'm going to mix my white. Excuse all the background noise. It's dinner time and timers are going and rice cookers are going, and I've got to set the oven now. All right, so here's my white. So I know that when we did resin courses, there were some techniques where Micah taught us that when you dump your clear or you push your clear, sometimes you push hard and fast. So interesting. If I knew resin enough, I might know why, or what the two different, hard, fast, low, slow. There's all different ways, so obviously they create different outcomes. I know it's like, you're pushing the resin out and coming back in, and then, so sometimes I think some of these, like, I should be pushing hard and fast so that it goes out and comes back in. And then, but I'm going to do what I was told in Petra's wonderful videos and Sandra's videos as well. Okay, no idea if my proportions are correct. They look okay. Now it looks like my mold is covered, so in the sense of, there's a layer. Now I'm going to torch real quickly before I put my clear. I'm so scared to go to the edge because I've burnt many a heart mold. Trying to go that direction. Too scared. Okay, then with my clear, now scrape as much of it as I can. And I've been using these beaks now because they've got that point. So actually I might wait a moment or two to see, to keep that going so that I can put in, and while I do that, I'll just mix up my bottom beach scene. It'd be interesting to see. Oops, spoon just fell out of my hand. How it'll form in that center there, or not center, at the point there. Okie doke. Getting ready. All right, here we go. Now see, I don't think I have enough. And I even mixed up, sort of more. And see, I want to like push it harder because I don't have enough clear to push all that. So, oh my goodness, this may not happen for me because I don't have enough clear, and it's too late to mix up more clear to push there. But let me scrape up. Oh, and I'm just gonna, do it here. See, I can see the lip of my seashell, of my tray mold, and there is room. So I'm going to make a note the next time I try this to put in more, mix more resin, but you know, the other ones are, the other colors I think are fine. So we will see. I'm going to do it this way here. Yeah, I'm afraid that it needed to sort of go out more. So it'll be a different kind of look, but it won't be this, I don't think it'll be the seashell technique. Doggone it. Okay. So the first thing I wanted to do was my little star one. I wanted to put it in the center, I mean, in the point. Come on out. Oh, it's so slippery. Right there. Okay. Then I'm going to put some sand around. Whoops. And I'll mess with that a little bit more in a minute. And I'm going to put these seashells and sort of have them, let them sort of play around in there. And then I'm going to do some crystals. Yeah, did I go overboard? I think so. So if this turns out, I'm going to call it a variation of the seashell technique, ocean scene. Or ocean scene by a seashell technique. How about that? So let me put some more, oops, just naturally let that go. Just let that spread. Push those down. And then let's see if I can put a little bit of this sand down in this little corner. So really, this is a ocean scene using the seashell technique. That is what I'm most, I believe is what's going to happen. So push that down. So tempted to put more of that crushed glass, but I think I'll just restrain myself. Push those in. Yeah, interesting what that white's doing. So I'm just going to let it just do its own thing. So not sure what all those bubbles are. Those bubbles? No, not sure. Oh, that's sand. Okay, let me push that down. So I'm just going to fuss with this a little bit more, and I will see you for the unmolding of the ocean scene by a seashell technique. Okie doke. That's kind of cool how that turned in like that. So let's see how this turned out. Oh my goodness. My little ocean scene via the seashell technique. Here we go. Oops. Oh boy. Please, please, please. Oh, pretty cool. Very different, but I like it. Oh, my star came out. That's nice. And I got some selling or peddling. You know, there is some back here too. Don't know if you can see it, but that turned out kind of interestingly. My shells got lost though because they were too light. So, but anyway, and I'm glad I filled it up over here. So not too bad. A version of the ocean beach scene via the seashell technique. Thank you so much for watching.